Your Mind Tarot here with your mid-April 2024 tarot and oracle card readings. I'm using my phone because my camera, the lens is, I have to replace the lens. So I'll be using my phone for now. Um, let's go ahead and see what's happening in the mid-month for you in terms of what's going on in your inner world. And we're going to get some energies of what's happening outside of you, okay? So let's see what's happening to you, Cancer. What could be happening for the Cancer collective here? I haven't used these Astro Dice in a while. All right. So we have, this is Neptune. This is Sagittarius. And this is the 10th house. So you could be traveling, Cancer, for work, because we have Sagittarius here, which talks about travel. Maybe you're, hard at your studies, working hard with your studies here. We got the 10th house is the house of ambition, social status, reputation. So if you're someone that is a business person here, you could be traveling for work or have an elevation in your status when it comes to work. So maybe a promotion or something like that. But with Neptune here, I don't think you see that coming. I don't think you see it coming. We have Neptune, which is, maybe you perceive this, as coming, as maybe you kind of think that you'll get it, but not quite sure. But with Sagittarius here, yeah, it talks about promotion. Travel. Could be elevation. This Sagittarius here talks about studies. Or you could have a Sagittarius in your life, and this could pertain to them. But this Sagittarius talks about like studies, travel, religious pursuits. And that's where the Neptune comes in, because this does deal with the subconscious. So maybe for work maybe you are some kind of intuitive, like a reader or something like that, because this Neptune here talks about spirituality, psychic, and then with Sagittarius here, in terms of like spirituality and so forth, maybe that's what you do for work, Cancer. So I could be connecting with someone who is a reader or does some kind of work in terms of their spirituality. Other than that, if it's not that, then it's has to do with travel, promotion, that you perhaps don't see coming. So let's move on to this archetype to see what's going on in your inner world, as usual for the mid-month. Spirit, what's going on in the inner world of the Cancer collective, Spirit, for the mid-month of April 2024. Thank you, Spirit. One more shuffle. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 or 2 cards from this deck. I'm not going to take too many, because they all stick together, and let's see what comes out. So I'll either take from the center. Oh, okay, this came previously. Let's see if it's the same 2 cards. Well, it could be something that's revealed that was confusing to you. But let's shuffle again. If it comes out again, because that was in the... Oh, All right. That was in the Gemini read. One card fell here. All right. Ooh, excuse me. All right. So we have the Poet. 3 cards came out. All right, I'll take it. I feel like it's pertinent. We have the Vision here. Cancer. So we have Wisdom. So you could be, as I said, very intuitive, because as a water sign, you're very intuitive, but there's wisdom that's coming from this here. Maybe you see a way forward somehow. Maybe with this mountain in the center, I don't know if you can see that. It talks about something that perhaps was challenging, that you had to overcome, and whatever you overcame, it brought that wisdom along with it. Maybe that connection to spirituality with Vision here. Maybe you had some issues with connecting to your spirituality. Well, let's look and see what this is. So we have the Poet, the Castle. There's 4 cards. I didn't want too many, but all right. I'll just take it this time because I'm feeling the 4 cards. So we have the Poet, the Castle, the Warrior, and the Hunter. So for the Castle, it talks about like materialism, being connected to the world of the to the, what do you call it, materialistic side of things. But I'm not sure if you had to fight that with the Warrior here. I don't know if you had to fight that within yourself, because we have the Poet, which talks about like, because this person here has a crystal ball in their hands, right? So it's almost about, I'll look in the guidebook, but from what I can tell, is someone here who is like searching for something, and at the same time have to battle something within themselves. Maybe, I don't know if this is coming from you or them, but this is your inner world here. So I don't know if you had to battle between seeking the financial or the physical, and then it's like wanting to go in one direction but being pulled to another. So maybe it could be Cancer, that in the past you kind of try to pursue a more financial path, to gain as much money as you possibly could, or to climb the social ladder. And maybe you kind of going in another direction here. But okay, let me check, because the Poet here, the Truth Teller. So the Poet energy is present. There's a call for deep honesty and reflection. So you're working on something. You're working on something here that I don't think others see. Because it says it's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the Poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the Poet ring true for centuries to come. So maybe you're working on something that right now is not yielding any material gains, but you push on. You push on with the warrior spirit, something is being transformed. I see this skull here as, some kind of transformative energy, because the warrior does talk about being on the edge of death. And death for me is kind of transformation here. And then we have the hunter. The hunter seeks something, right? So let's see here. The hunter, the pursuer, the predator. The hunter hunts. They're on a precise mission. Feats of strength, tales of bravery. So it's maybe about persevering through something. You're working on something that hasn't yield, or you think is valuable, or people don't see it as valuable as you see it, but you continue to pursue it anyway. You trudge on. You have that warrior spirit. It's like an internal trust for what you are working on here and what you believe in. So you could be working, because remember I told you this with this Neptune here and Sagittarius talks about spirituality, study, religious pursuits. And then Neptune talks about the subconscious, psychic spirituality. So you could be working on something here that maybe you thought that it would be as valuable, but others don't, or something to that effect. You're working on something that has value that other people don't quite see yet, but yet you pursue onward, you move onwards, you fight, you push onwards, and seeking the truth, delving deeper. It gives you a sense of purpose. You're rushing forward towards it with the hunter here. So they said when this card appears, it's critical that you ask, this hunter card, it is critical to ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? Is this the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? So maybe that's what you're questioning right now. Why are you going after this thing? So what are you going after specifically? Is it materialism? Is it working on something that's valuable to you despite what others think? But it just gives me heavy psychic and spiritual work. Even this warrior here has that third eye jewel in the middle of the head there. But whatever this is, it's quite a challenge here with vision. You see that vision, but I don't know if anybody else does. I mean, if this resonates with you, it does. But that's what I'm seeing at the moment. One last card is the vision. Yeah. It said that we are each born with a unique vision. We all want to, yeah, so it's like seeking some kind of, you have some kind of vision that you're going after, but maybe others don't quite see it. But you soldier on. So let's see here on the Akashic Records what comes out for you. The Akashic Records talks about like what's the soul's purpose, the soul's journey in any particular lifetime. So let's see what comes out here for you. Okay, so we have 4 of scrolls that came out the karmic trench. When we talk about the karmic trench, it's almost like doing something over and over and expecting a different result. Okay, one more card. And then we have add some and the Akashic field. So add some, when someone says add some, it means that I am here now. You know, being present, staying present. The spirit, you know, your ancestors, the spirit guides are with you here. It's something that you're working on for your own spiritual growth, nevertheless of what the value is for other people. So we have the Ace of Forces, the Akashic field. So the Ace of Forces here. So they're all in the upright. I have the Ace of Forces. Yeah, it says, receiving this card upright tells you that amazing opportunities abound at this time. You can increase and accelerate the experience by opening to the doors of the Akashic records. Write your intentions and ask for inspiration. So in order, you have to look for your pitfalls, right? You know, looking for things that maybe you had been doing something in the past that didn't yield fruit, or no, maybe you emerged from some kind of karmic lesson. The spirit guides are with you and you're finally transforming something, you know. You're making the particular changes that you need to make, and but spirit here is with you in whatever changes that you're willing to make. Yeah, staying committed to something. And then we have the Three of Forces in the reverse. Letting go of the old. So it's something that you've been doing in the past that was like you kept repeating it. It's something to do with the material world. All right, let's add some more and see if I can get this. I'm almost there. It's very vague here. It's like, what I'm seeing is like you're working on something behind the scenes from a spiritual aspect, something that you're supposed to be doing, something that you are fated to do, or maybe spirit is working with you to complete or to go further into, but it requires strength on your part. And you're working on this despite whether others believe that it's valuable or not. Let's see what additional information come out here for you. Let me look on the screen just to see if it's right. Okay. All right. So any additional messages to have some clarification on this? I'm definitely moving away from something. One more shuffle. I think it's good. Okay, we have my home is my castle. This is definitely your card, Cancer. It's like carrying your house. She's carrying the house on her back. My home is my castle. So where do you feel the most at home? Where do you feel the most at home, Cancer? What experiences throughout this life are you carrying with you? Because she does carry the home on this home on her back. And we have the castle here, the castle here. One more card. Oh, transformation. Something is changing. Something is changing on the heart level. Moon dance. Every time I see this card, it gives me that Bob Marley song, Don't Worry About a Thing, Three Little Birds. It's like a delicate dance. Finding some kind of balance. I think it has to do with your intuition, your vision. It's like you're working on something that only you can see. Only you can see this. Let's see. My home is my castle. Experience of life, growth, knowledge, age. This castle stands for the woman's soul. Inside its enduring walls, she keeps all her memories, thoughts, knowledge, and feelings. The older the woman gets, the more this portrait of life grows. So it's like all your life experiences is kind of moving you into who you are now. And you're transforming on the heart level. It's like these two people are looking at each other like, yeah, I see your pain, all that you have been through, but yet, and it's almost like having pity. Not pity is not the right word. It's more of having some kind of compassion for what you've been through. So when you look at this could also be like the experience. Maybe you could be talking with the poet here about the experiences that you've had. And this warrior energy here is probably talking about how you had to, what you had to endure. You know, it's like almost like, you know, balancing between death and life. You know, that delicate dance. It's like whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And you had to seek with this hunter energy what you wanted in life, and finally you're going to get that you seek, what you seek. And this, with this healer, I think you probably healed yourself. You know, it's like internal healing. It just, there's a transformation. So let's wrap this up here from Spirit to see if I can get some additional information. Okay, so Spirit, what is your advice for the Cancer Collective here for the mid-month of April 2024? Thank you, Spirit. One more shuffle. Purpose. Anything else? Okay. Ooh, and peace. So we have purpose and peace. And this came out for Gemini as well. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So I now know why this castle is here. This castle is talking about life experiences. And maybe you're going to be sharing those life experiences. Those experiences that have transformed you and make you into this hunter energy. Yeah, it transformed you and made you into this hunter energy here. You have transformed in your heart space, despite of all you've been through. There's a kind of acceptance and a kind of being at peace with whatever you've been through. You know, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And with purpose here, I know what I'm here to do. That's where this hunter energy comes in. It's finally, after everything you've been through, moving towards your purpose. Maybe the reason why you've been through this is like to kind of take care of your karmic, whatever karmic, what do you call it? Lessons that had to be learned. And it, you know, your spirit team helped you, and now you're moving into something new. Okay? So if this resonates, Cancer, and I hope it did resonate with someone out there. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Okay, Cancer? Take care. Bye.